Hey parents, want to introduce myself, Mr. Faddis here, teach government and U.S. history. Looking forward to a fantastic year, okay? Unprecedented year, one that's none of us could have predicted. I'm here to help your student learn, to provide a dynamic classroom environment as best I possibly can, and to answer questions, be there for them. We have office hours, last 2 hours of the day. So we're here, we're extending grace, and we're also looking forward to mastering the online setup and the virtual learning setup. So giving us a little grace on that end would be nice. I think we're getting the hang of it. I feel much more comfortable and look forward to kind of mastering this domain with your students. So as far as me, I have 4 kids at home, keep me busy ranging from 13 to 5. My wife is currently doing online learning with them, and I can't even imagine. It's been a very, very steep learning curve, and one that has come with a lot of strife and a lot of discontent. And so we're trying to get through it, just as you, I'm sure, but we're going to do it. We're going to get after this, and we're going to do well. And so I look forward to being your kid's biggest cheerleader, and like I said, extending grace to your student in these difficult and trying times. As for my class, we're going to be discussing, especially in government, some controversial subjects. It's part of the curriculum. Election year, okay? I tell your kids in the beginning, please don't ask who I vote for. It doesn't matter. Who cares? I don't want you to think like me. I want you to think for you. And so I will not interject my political feelings on issues, my political stance. I guess I'm here to facilitate critical thinking in your student and to have them really become engaged in possibly the voting process, but engage us in the critical thinking process. And so that goes for 11th grade U.S. history as well. Topics might come up, but on my end, I keep it very neutral. And what I ask from your student is respect, understanding that there are 2 sides to every issue, and that any sign of disrespect will not be tolerated and sent up to the appropriate levels. So going back to me, kind of skipped on that. I like to get outside. I like to hike, I like to fish, love to golf. My kids love being outside as well, getting on the water, and we just really try to be active. I think being active is key for anybody, and getting outside is fun. So that's what we like to do. I'm now going to take you to our hub, take you to the most important part of virtual learning, and that's my Canvas page. So I'm going to share screen. Give me a second. I should do this. All right. So here's what the Canvas page looks like. You might have seen it. I'm just going to kind of go over the important aspects of my page, where you can see things, where you can grab information, and where we can make this a lot easier for our students. My syllabus, so you can access it through here on the very bottom through a quick link, or you can access it up here, same spot. Okay, my syllabus is pretty straightforward, right? This goes for a government syllabus or a U.S. syllabus. I give you the pacing, and what's uniform with both classrooms is my email. This is going to be the quickest, most efficient way to get to me, all right? During school, I have a 4-hour policy that I like to abide by. Sometimes, obviously, that can change, but getting back to you within a 4-hour time frame, if within school hours, is my goal and my aspirations. And so that is the way to get a hold of me and for me to get back to you. And feel free to reach out. I know you have questions, probably. I have them for my kids' teachers. And so communication is always going to be our best way forward. If you have questions about grades, about assignments in general, feel free to reach out. Calling school in these virtual times is not going to work. It's just not practical. Grading scale. Very typical grading scale is a 10% block for A, B, C, and D, and then anything below 59% is going to be enough. All right, my grading breakdown, 70% is going to be assessment for government and US, meaning quiz or a test. After we take a quiz or a test, we go over the information, we analyze it, and we make sure that students have the information necessary for future quiz or assessments, because I do repopulate questions from previous quizzes and tests. Assignments, 30%. Okay, everything else is that 30% block. That goes projects, classwork, homework, etc. Exams, I usually have 5 major multiple choice exams every semester. Okay, first semester final is going to be cumulative. They will be difficult, rigorous, and they will be, I will go over them with students. I will give them a study guide most of the time, and they'll know it's going to be on the assessment. Homework, I highly encourage students to get homework in on time. There's no need to take a percentage hit on that. I will take it until the end of the semester, or end of the unit, excuse me, and we'll get a 40% mark off. I do want your students to do the work, and so I don't want them to get a 0, and that could really kill grades, and I want them to turn it in. So I think 40% is a nice, happy medium where your students don't get killed on the grade, but they still have an incentive to turn it in. Cheating, plagiarism, unacceptable, not be tolerated. I just send it up to the proper avenues once it happens if I find out. Is it going to be easier to do at home? Probably. Okay, I know Google is on everybody's computer, but I'm going to provide assessments that hopefully minimize the damage that can be done through cheating or plagiarism. I've listed all per unit, per module, for my US history and my government classrooms. So now I'm going to kind of go back to home, going to kind of go over just the nuts and bolts of my Canvas page. My live link, my live instruction link, I use Zoom. I'm doing this on Zoom, okay. My live link is there, okay. If for some reason Zoom goes down, we have Microsoft Teams. Please click on that. Hasn't happened yet, cross our fingers, but that's gonna be our alternate way to meet. And then I have a weekly calendar. Okay, click on that. This is where I house all the assignments for the week. Okay, and everything we're doing in class can be found here. There you go. Simple, straightforward. If your student's absent for some reason, okay, it's gonna be there, all right? Go back. The big one, the big tab is assignments. So I'm gonna click on that. Okay, any assignment that is green on my end, and it will be green on your student's end, is going to be something that we have already worked on, okay, or are currently working on. As you can see, if the assignment due date is already been reached, already been passed, it is a closed assignment, okay? Your due dates are going to be right here. Your point totals right here. And for the first 2 assignments, as an example, those point totals would go into the 30% block, or everything besides assessment block, okay? Obviously, as you can see, we have more assignments, okay? They have not become published yet, and so we are starting to see grades are gonna be going in this week and early next, a lot of them, and so your students' grades will become, they'll become clear in the next week or so, okay? Let me undo that, clear those. There's the assignment page, very important page. We have things that are due pretty much every class, and so there's where you're gonna find the information, and if I click, let me click on this, do that. If I click on the actual assignment, you can see that everything is laid out, okay? We've got excerpts, informational text, primary source readings, okay? And then we have questions to answer pretty much every class regarding that information, all right? Let's go back to home. Assignments is a very important page within my Canvas. You also have, and I'll draw attention to it, we also have grades can be accessed through here, okay? We will not, as a department, be putting grades into Aries until the very end, all right? Camera's kind of doing weird stuff. Quizzes, we'll have them there as well. Discussions will be in there as well. If you have any questions on quiz dates, I'll put the date on there. Okay, I'm going to be adding our first quiz in 2 days. So that'll be September 10th and September 11th. And so we will be having that coming up shortly. All right. That's pretty much it for me. Pay close attention to my assignments tab. 70-30 is going to be the breakdown percent. And I am here whenever you need me to answer a question. dfaddis@marietta.k12.ca.us. I look forward to a fantastic year, a great year, a challenging one. There's going to be bumps in the road, and I completely understand that. And so grace from me on my end and grace to me from you is the only way to go. And respect on controversial issues. And we're going to have a great year. And so please reach out. I need your help. Advocate for your kid, and I'm here to help. Thanks again. Appreciate it.